Do you know why the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus was destroyed?
Hey there, and welcome to my channel.
Today we're exploring the shocking answer to why this famous ancient structure was destroyed. But before we get into it, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our future videos. Now let's dive into today's big question. This was a massive temple standing proudly in the ancient world. It was known for its incredible size and beauty, drawing visitors from all over. Its destruction was a devastating loss, leaving behind a legacy of ruin that still amazes us today. But what led to its demise? What forces combined to bring about such an end? We will explore the factors that contributed to its downfall, shedding light on the events that ultimately led to its demise. The Temple of Artemis was not just any ordinary place. It held immense cultural and religious significance. Let us take a closer look at what made this temple so special and why its destruction had such a profound impact. So join me as we delve into the history of the temple and uncover the secrets that made it a victim of destruction. Let's get ready to be amazed by the story of the Temple of Artemis and its tragic fate. The Temple of Artemis at Ephesus was indeed one of the ancient world's 7 wonders, renowned for its colossal size and stunning beauty. Located in the city of Ephesus, situated in what is now modern-day Turkey, this temple was a true marvel of engineering and a testament to the architectural prowess of its time. Dedicated to the Greek goddess Artemis, the patron deity of the city, the temple was a massive structure, adorned with intricate sculptures and reliefs that celebrated her various domains. Construction of the first Temple of Artemis is believed to have begun around 550 BCE, and it was completed several decades later, designed by the Greek architect Chersiphron and Scopas. The temple's design incorporated innovative features such as a new type of marble used for the columns, which allowed for taller and more slender supports. The temple's grandeur was further enhanced by its colossal statue of Artemis, crafted by the sculptor Phidias, which stood majestically inside the sanctuary. However, the original Temple of Artemis met a tragic end in 356 BCE, when it was destroyed by a fire. According to some accounts, the fire was started intentionally by a man named Herostratus, who infamously set the structure ablaze in a desperate bid for immortality. To immortalize himself, he scribbled his name on the temple wall in the ashes. The extent of the damage caused by the fire was substantial, leaving the temple in ruins and the ancient world reeling from the loss of such a cherished landmark. Despite its catastrophic destruction, the Temple of Artemis was rebuilt. Over the centuries, it faced numerous challenges, including earthquakes, floods, and invasions. In 262 CE, the temple was razed once again when the Gothic king Sieneva raided the city of Ephesus during the Roman Empire's 3rd century crisis. This final destruction left the temple in its current state of disrepair. In the aftermath of these devastating events, the site of the temple was neglected, and it gradually fell into obscurity. It wasn't until the 19th century that excavations began to uncover the ruins of the temple, revealing its former glory to the world. Today, the remains of the Temple of Artemis are located near the modern city of Selçuk in Turkey. Visitors can explore the archaeological site and marvel at the remnants of this once magnificent structure. The surviving columns, marble fragments, and the altar of Zeus stand as silent witnesses to the temple's grandeur, inviting us to reflect on the rise and fall of one of the ancient world's most iconic landmarks. As you walk among the ruins, you can almost feel the echoes of the past, imagining the bustling crowds and the vibrant rituals that once filled this sacred space. The Temple of Artemis at Ephesus serves as a powerful reminder of the ephemeral nature of human endeavors. It stands as a testament to the relentless passage of time and the inevitable decay that awaits even the most magnificent creations. The collapse of the Temple of Artemis was a multifaceted event influenced by a combination of factors that contributed to its ultimate demise. One significant factor was the decline of paganism. As Christianity began to spread throughout the Roman Empire, pagan temples like the Temple of Artemis lost favor and were gradually abandoned. The shift in religious beliefs and the persecution of pagans played a role in the temple's neglect and eventual destruction. Additionally, natural disasters such as earthquakes and floods took a toll on the temple's structural integrity, weakening its foundations and making it more susceptible to damage. These natural calamities, coupled with the lack of maintenance, created a perfect storm that contributed to the temple's downfall. Furthermore, the temple's strategic location in a region that was often targeted by invading armies made it vulnerable to attack. Throughout history, the area around Ephesus had been a site of conflict, and the temple, unfortunately, bore the brunt of these battles. The wealth and cultural significance of the temple also made it a target for those seeking to plunder its treasures or assert dominance over the region. The allure of possessing artifacts from such a revered site made it a prize worth fighting for. Finally, the indifference of the Roman authorities contributed to the temple's demise. Despite its status as a wonder of the ancient world, the Romans did not view the Temple of Artemis with the same reverence as the Greeks. They saw it as a superstitious pagan shrine and failed to invest in its preservation. This lack of care and protection ultimately led to the temple's downfall. In conclusion, the destruction of the Temple of Artemis was a tragic event that resulted from a confluence of factors. The decline of paganism, natural disasters, its strategic location, and the indifference of the Roman authorities all played a part in bringing down this once magnificent structure. The story of the Temple of Artemis serves as a reminder of the impermanence of even the greatest human creations and the importance of preserving our cultural heritage. As we continue to explore the ruins of the temple today, we can learn from the mistakes of the past and work to protect the wonders of the present for future generations. While the reasons behind the destruction of the Temple of Artemis are complex and multifaceted, there is one aspect that stands out as a peculiar detail: the alleged involvement of a man named Herostratus in setting the original temple ablaze. According to some historical accounts, Herostratus infamously set fire to the temple in 356 BCE, forever etching his name in infamy. But why would someone destroy such an iconic structure? What could have motivated Herostratus to commit such an act? It is said that Herostratus sought to immortalize his name by committing a heinous act of destruction. In a world where many craved recognition, he chose a path that would make him infamous rather than celebrated. Some historians speculate that he suffered from a mental disorder, while others suggest that he was a zealot who opposed the worship of Artemis. Whatever his motives, Herostratus's actions had far-reaching consequences. By setting fire to the Temple of Artemis, he not only robbed the ancient world of a cultural treasure, but also made a statement that would echo through history. His name became synonymous with the destruction of one of the ancient world's greatest wonders. The idea that Herostratus wanted his name to live on in infamy highlights the complexities of human nature. It raises questions about the lengths to which people will go to achieve recognition and the fine line between fame and notoriety. While the exact details of Herostratus's life and motives remain shrouded in mystery, they remind us that the pursuit of fame and the desire for notoriety can lead individuals down a dangerous path. As we reflect on the story of Herostratus and the destruction of the Temple of Artemis, we are reminded of the fragility of human creations and the lasting impact of our actions. The construction of the Temple of Artemis was not just a monumental undertaking, but a symbol of the wealth, culture, and spiritual power of the city of Ephesus. Its size and grandeur were meant to awe all who beheld it, showcasing the might and prosperity of the civilization that built it. However, this very grandeur and prominence made it a coveted target for those who sought to exploit or conquer the region. Throughout history, the Mediterranean Sea has been a hub of trade and cultural exchange, but it has also witnessed countless battles and invasions. The city of Ephesus, with its strategic location on the coast, became a focal point for various civilizations vying for control. When the temple, one of the ancient world's 7 wonders, stood as a prominent landmark in the city, it inevitably drew the attention of ambitious rulers and conquerors. The temple's reputation as a seat of immense religious and cultural significance made it a symbol of the city's power and wealth. Those who sought to dominate the region saw it as a prize worth fighting for. For example, during the Greco-Persian Wars, the Persians invaded Greece with the goal of conquering its cities and expanding their empire. The city of Ephesus, with its rich cultural heritage and strategic location, became a target of the Persian forces. The Temple of Artemis, as a prominent landmark and a representation of the city's greatness, was caught in the crossfire. Similarly, during the Roman conquest of Greece, the Roman legions led by Pompey the Great marched through the region. Ephesus and its iconic Temple of Artemis did not escape the attention of the Roman invaders. The temple, with its immense size and cultural significance, was viewed as a symbol of the city's wealth and power, making it a desirable target for the Roman conquerors. In each of these instances, the grandeur of the Temple of Artemis both fascinated and threatened the invading forces. Its very magnificence made it a target, a trophy to be seized or destroyed, depending on the ambitions of those who laid siege to the city. But the destruction of the Temple of Artemis was not just about military conquests and territorial expansion. It also reflected the changing religious landscape of the ancient world. As Christianity began to spread, pagan temples like Artemis faced persecution and abandonment. The rise of a new faith and the decline of traditional beliefs led to the neglect and eventual destruction of these once revered sites. The fall of the Temple of Artemis thus became a symbolic representation of the changing times and the waning influence of paganism. As we look back at the destruction of the Temple of Artemis, we see a story that goes beyond mere physical destruction. It was a pivotal moment in history, marking a shift in cultural, religious, and political landscapes. The grand temple that once stood as a symbol of wealth, culture, and spiritual power became a casualty of ambition, conquest, and changing times. Its story serves as a reminder of the impermanence of human creations and the intricate web of factors that shape the course of history. And finally, it is essential to understand the goddess Artemis and her worship in the region to fully grasp why the Temple of Artemis was repeatedly targeted. Artemis, in Greek mythology, was the divine embodiment of the hunt, the wild, and the untamed wilderness. Revered as the patron deity of the city of Ephesus, she held a special place in the hearts of the people who lived there. But her influence extended far beyond the boundaries of a single city. Across the vast expanse of Anatolia, from the coastal city of Smyrna to the inland town of Sardis, Artemis was worshipped as a powerful and protective goddess. Her temples, grand and majestic, served as sanctuaries where devotees sought her blessings and where maidens came to be initiated into her sacred mysteries. For the people of Anatolia, Artemis represented more than just a huntress. She was a source of life, fertility, and abundance, a provider of sustenance in a land where agriculture played a vital role. Her presence was invoked in homes, in fields, and in festivals, ensuring the safety of women and children and the prosperity of their flocks and herds. However, the veneration of Artemis was not limited to the rural populace. The goddess also found favor among the wealthy and powerful. Rulers and merchants alike sought her blessings on their endeavors, recognizing her power over the fortunes of men. The Temple of Artemis at Ephesus, one of the ancient world's 7 wonders, stood as a testament to her widespread appeal. Its grandeur and magnificence symbolized the devotion of her followers and the respect commanded by the goddess. Yet despite her popularity, Artemis's worship was not without its challenges. As the Roman Empire expanded and Christianity gained prominence, pagan practices were often persecuted. The temples that once thrived became targets of destruction, and the goddess's worship faced suppression and decline. Nevertheless, the memory of Artemis endured, echoing in the tales and traditions of the people long after her temples had fallen into disrepair, but a symbolic representation of the changing times and the fading of ancient traditions. All right, folks, that's a wrap on today's episode. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through time to explore the fascinating story behind the destruction of the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and share it with your fellow history buffs. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to stay in the loop about all our upcoming episodes. Until next time, keep asking questions and never stop exploring the wonders of our past. Thanks for watching.